Hey, welcome to the Can Do Divas. I'm Gianna Franco.
And I'm Shasta Michaelis.
And this is our first episode where we are featuring a Can Do Diva spotlight. Someone who has inspired us, and her story might actually inspire you as well. If you live in the Bay Area, you may know Tracy Humphrey as your morning weathercaster for Channel 5. She has worked in the industry for over 12 years, forecasting anything from snowstorms in New York to fog advisories right here in San Francisco.
That's right. She's achieved one lifelong dream of working in television, and now she's ready to embark on a whole different kind of dream. And she is our Can Do Diva because she has the courage to make it happen.
I am going to Paris short term in about 2 to 3 months. It has been on my bucket list for a while. I've always wanted to go. I've always thought, every time I visited Paris, I always thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool to just live here? And what type of woman lives in Paris? Yeah. You know, like you see that woman walking down the street and she's chic and she looks so smart and sophisticated. And there comes a time when you look at people and say, well, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I walked like that, and I wish I was that confident. I wish I was that woman. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, well, hello, you are that woman. Just go. Like, you just need to go. You just need to push yourself and go. So
was it always Paris? I mean, did you have that kind of same feeling about all the European
countries?
countries?
No, Paris
has
has always been something. It's always been something about Paris. Mm-hmm. When I go to Paris, I'm intrinsically happy. I am filled.
You feel like it could be a home.
I feel like it could be a home. I feel like it could be a vacation. I look at Paris. I see the way it's set up. I think it's so well thought out. It's just, I can see why Parisians are snobs. Because they have such a beautiful city.
They do.
And when you look at it, I'm just like, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's fantastic. It's breathtaking. And so are the people. I don't know. I'm kind of hung up on Paris. Can you tell?
That's good. That's good. You are moving there, so.
Yeah, so I'll be there from late January to the middle of April. And I'm taking a 2-month class at La Sorbonne. And I'll be taking intensive French for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week.
This is so Eat, Pray, Love. Did that?
Everyone says that.
I mean, I'm sure you had the idea before the movie came out. I don't want to take away from your originality. But did that kind of inspire you to take the next jump?
What inspired me more than anything is I felt like I'm coming to a point in my life where I've got to start, you create the life you want. Mm-hmm. And I've been living under the guise that, oh, it'd be nice if that happened, or wouldn't it be great if this happened? Well, if you want it, you take it. You create the life that you want. So I said to myself, there's nothing stopping you from going but you. Okay, you got a job. Okay, well, we'll put that on the back burner for a while. But go. You'll go, you'll do it, you'll figure it out, and you're going to be all the better for it.
Are you scared? I mean, are you nervous
oh my God,
or excited?
And oh my God, I'm terrified.
Like, are all these emotions just popping out?
I have so many things going on. I am scared because I feel like there may come a time when I may say, oh my God, what did I do? I'm here by myself. Mm. I am frightened that I may get in an area and may not respond so quickly to the language. I'm exhilarated that I'll be living out a dream. Because, you know, there are very few dreams we have in life, you know. And this is really a dream of, like, after this, after the pyramids, I'm done. Seriously, like, this is it for me.
Then you can settle into your life.
I can go somewhere and live by a creek and be cool. Like, it'd be totally fine. But, so this is pretty much, this is at the top of my list.
So I would venture to say, in my opinion, you're leaving a pretty high-profile job. A job that a lot of people would aspire to have. Yeah. Do you have plans when you come back as far as like, okay, I'm leaving this TV job and I'm going to do what I'm doing, and do you have a plan, or you're just like, oh, I'll figure it out?
I have an idea. Okay. I feel like you can find work. I do believe that. I believe that I've done what I do, which is what, long enough that I can find a job. Yeah. Whether or not I'll find it in the Bay Area is the wild card.
Was that hard? I mean, when you, again, like as Shasta was saying, you're leaving this high-profile job. Did you have a moment of like, holy shit?
The day I made the decision, I go and talk to my boss, and I felt so empowered. I felt like, you know, when you are ready to walk, and when you've made the decision that I'm moving on to something else, it gives you wings. Like, all of a sudden, you know, I felt like I was watching in stilettos. I was like, yeah, so what are you thinking? Like, it gave me back my power, because a lot of times when you negotiate with managers, they have so much more power because they're the manager. And a lot of times people take what they're given because you're just so happy to have a job, you're so happy to be in television, you're so happy to have a high-profile career that you'll take all the other things. You have to ask yourself, do you make enough to live on? Mm-hmm. Let's just keep it
Fair.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make more than enough to live on. So at this point, it's not about the money.
Right.
So what is it about? Are you happy doing what you're doing? Well, you know, the hours are starting to kill me. I mean, I do get up at 3. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's a little grinding. And then I thought to myself, you know, I'd rather be in Paris. I've been talking about going. What are you waiting on? You're always going to be leaving some job. Are you waiting for this comet to come to the sky and to leave a trail that says, Tracy, now's your time? You know, you create your time. You create your opportunity. And that's when I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go to Paris. And he said, are you serious?
Are you out of your mind?
He's like, really? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, why don't you go next year? You know, we'd like to keep you for a year. Why don't you go next year? And I said, because there'll always be next year. And you'll keep putting it off.
And the longer you put it off, the harder it is to make
Oh,
that
totally.
jump.
I mean, you keep putting it off, next thing you know, you're 50 saying, I remember that year I almost went to Paris.
Yeah. What would you, because I mean, you're a Can Do Diva to us right now. I mean, seriously, what would you tell to people who are wanting to make a jump and do something major? Like, what advice would you give to them?
Well, first of all, I would pray about it. I think at some point you have to meditate and really think about the decision and why are you making that decision and why are you making it now? If you're doing something and you feel like you've leveled off and you need a new challenge, you need something to get you excited, something that makes you want to wake up in the morning, something that makes you giddy, something that when you think about it, you have no doubt, and it's, you know, and you truly believe that you'll be better for it. I say find a way to make it happen.
I mean, I have to tell you on a personal level, it's amazing. I've always wanted to do something like that, and it is a lot about when, I think, you know, and do it now or never, you know, go big or go home kind of idea.
Oh,
I'm just totally impressed with what you're doing.
Well, you know, I had someone tell me, they said, you know, Tracy, I would run it by different friends. You know, I was thinking about going to Paris. You know, you say it like you don't mean it to see, because you don't want them to think you're crazy. So you say, you know, I was kind of thinking, you know, if I could, I'd probably take a couple months to go to Paris. What? Crazy, blah, 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 you know. And so you hear different things. And then I had someone tell me, stop asking scared people for advice, because scared people give scared advice.
So true.
So you can't ask people who aren't risk takers about taking a risk, because they're never going to get it.
No, and they'll be too scared for you.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to ask people who are like-minded. And I was going to my facialist, love her, Kristen, and she said to me, she said, go. I said, go. And that's what I said, go. Okay, I'll go. I mean, I needed someone to push me. I needed someone to prod me. She said, it'll all work itself out.
Are you going to do anything when you come back with your French? I mean, you're acclimating yourself the most obvious way you can by living there.
I would love to. I would really love to find a job that required the use of French and that required me to travel possibly back and forth to Paris. That is a dream.
So that's why we're hovering over Paris.
Wondered.
So we'll obviously be keeping up with Tracy's adventures in Paris. We're so excited to see what happens with her fun adventures. And maybe we'll even go to Paris to do an update.
Would love that.
Ooh, wouldn't that be great?
Hint, hint, Tracy.
So if you have somebody that you want to nominate as a Can Do Diva, we would love to hear about it. You can always email us, candodivas@gmail.com.
And so for now, we say au revoir and bon voyage to Tracy, and we wish her the best on her adventurous journey. Don't forget to check back out our website at candodivas.com, and if you have the ingenuity or you want to try something, don't be afraid. You too can do.